Good afternoon. I'm Detective Chief Superintendent Morgan Cronin from Essex Police, and I'm overseeing the investigation into the incident here at London Southend Airport yesterday. Firstly, thank you for your patience as we continue to work with what is an extremely sensitive and complex investigation. Yesterday afternoon, an aircraft which had landed here earlier in the day took off bound for the Netherlands. Shortly after takeoff, it got into difficulty and crashed within the airport boundary. Sadly, we can now confirm that all 4 people on board died. We are working to officially confirm their identities. At this stage, we believe all 4 are foreign nationals. Our thoughts are with the families and their colleagues at this tragic time. I can promise that those who have passed away will be treated with the utmost care and dignity. Our detectives and forensic teams are working in parallel with air accident investigators, the Royal Air Force, Essex Fire and Rescue Service and London Southend Airport to build an accurate picture of what happened. To aid our investigation, the Civil Aviation Authority has put in place a significant air exclusion zone surrounding the crash site. We're also speaking with dozens of witnesses, some of whom have already provided video footage, and we'd like to thank them for their help. I know this will be an extremely distressing scene for them. I would also like to thank London Southend Airport and the wider public for their patience and their understanding. I know there will be a lot of questions about what happened here yesterday. We are doing all we can to establish the facts and get those answers. We will provide further updates as soon as we practically can. I will now hand you over to Jude Winstanley, Chief Executive Officer of London Southend Airport. Thank you.
Good afternoon. On behalf of everyone at London Southend Airport, I would like to offer our sincere condolences to the families and friends of those lost in yesterday's tragic incident. We would also like to thank our local community for their messages of support and understanding at this difficult time. Our staff are working closely with the emergency services and air accident investigators to support their work. I would like to thank them for all of their hard work during this period. We are in constant dialogue with our operating airlines and, as I'm sure everyone will understand, the airport will remain closed until further notice. Passengers should contact their airline for information and advice. Now I'd like to hand over to Lisa Fitzsimmons. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am Lisa Fitzsimmons and I am a Principal Inspector at the Air Accidents Investigation Branch. The AAIB investigates civil aircraft accidents and serious incidents within the United Kingdom. We were notified of an accident which occurred at Southend Airport at 16:11 yesterday afternoon and immediately deployed a team of 6 inspectors and engineering support staff. Today, that initial team has been supplemented by an additional 2 inspectors. The AIB team are highly qualified, and on site we currently have expertise in engineering, aircraft operations, human factors and recorded data. We have launched a safety investigation which will establish the circumstances and causes of this tragic accident. Our investigation is in parallel to the investigation by Essex Police. If there are safety lessons that can be learned, we will make recommendations that aim to prevent a similar accident occurring. Now that the emergency services have secured the site, we will be able to begin gathering the evidence we need to understand the circumstances that led to this accident. The aircraft involved in the accident was a Beechcraft B200 Super King Air. As part of our investigation, we are liaising with other state investigation authorities. At this stage, it is too early to speculate on what may have caused this tragic accident. Our focus is on gathering the physical evidence from the accident site and interviewing witnesses. The remains of the aircraft will then be recovered to our facility in Farnborough, Hampshire, for further detailed investigation. Our thoughts are with the families and friends of everyone involved. We would also like to express our thanks to the emergency services and the airport for their assistance. Thank you.
And then we have that press conference live from Southend Airport, where it's been revealed that a safety investigation has been launched and 4 nationals, foreign nationals, were on board. We have also got some information. Sky News understands 3 men and 1 woman made up those 4 victims. So this is Sky News' own reporting now. We understand that the female on board was a Chilean nurse. Another European national was a male medical professional. And then the pilot and the co-pilot were both Dutch and male. It's understood the families of the Dutch pilots have been informed, and the embassies for the other foreign nationals are involved in handling the situation, of course, with great delicacy. We don't know the ages just yet, and of course the names have not been released until, of course, all family members will be informed, and we are told we can. So that's what Sky News understands following that awful plane crash. It's been confirmed, of course, that 4 foreign nationals were on board and that plane was bound for Netherlands. Let's bring in Rachel Venables, who is there and was listening in on that press conference, been reporting for us on that plane crash, Rachel. So more information revealed as well by those 3 officials, notably, of course, by Air Accidents Investigation Branch as well, who have now launched an investigation into what exactly happened.
Exactly, yes. And I think that investigation, it's clear, is running alongside with the support of and at the same time as the investigation by Essex Police. And that's why you heard from representatives here from Essex Police and also from the lead investigator, Lisa Fitzsimmons, as well, from the AIB, the Air Accident Investigation Branch. And she talked about sending a fairly sizable team, 6 inspectors, she said at first yesterday, plus the engineering support staff. That's been bolstered today by 2 more members of staff. And she stressed that now that the site itself has been secured by the emergency services, that they'll be able to get really on board to get up close to that plane and to gather as much physical evidence as they can, as well as speaking to witnesses, as well as gathering any footage, mobile phone or otherwise, that might have been taken in the lead up to, during and after this horrendous crash yesterday, to try and work out what happened. And she said, really crucially, it is far too early to speculate yet on what could have caused this crash, which we've now had confirmation resulted in the deaths of 4 people. So all 4 people who were on board lost their lives in this crash, which happened here at Southend Airport at just before 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. It's a small plane that we know was often used to transport medical supplies, patients, as well as things like organs. And we understand, Sky News certainly, about the details of those people who were on board. 3 men and 1 woman were the people who were killed. The female, as you've already read out and said, a Chilean nurse. Another European national was a male medical professional, and both the pilot and the co-pilot, we understand, were Dutch, and they were male as well. No information about their ages, but all of them, and we had that confirmation from Essex Police here as well, foreign nationals. And all 3 of the people who spoke here in that press conference really expressing their deep condolences to the families, the friends, the loved ones and the colleagues of all of these individuals who'd, of course, just were seconds after taking off on that small plane, on that small aircraft yesterday, got into some form of difficulty. We don't yet know what caused it, and the plane suddenly was seen banking quite violently to the left before it erupting in a huge plume of smoke. A fireball is how a number of people who witnessed it described what they saw here yesterday. We also got that information, crucially, that there is an air exclusion zone effectively around this airport. That's been put in place by the Civil Aviation Authority. Obviously, no flights have taken off or landed here since that accident yesterday, and we don't know how much longer that's going to go on for, with passengers being told to check with their airlines. Of course, they understand, due to the severity of what's happened, the need for that investigation, that these things take their time, but of course deeply frustrating and a huge inconvenience for many people. But really the focus has to be on those 4 individuals, 2 pilots, 2 medical professionals who were on board that plane, that small 12-metre long plane that took off from here yesterday after having previously travelled earlier in the day to Greece first of all, and then to Croatia, landing here in Southend, and it was due to fly off home to the Netherlands when it suddenly got into difficulty and crashed. And we've seen how dreadful that explosion was in the aftermath, with debris scattered across the field. The charred remains of the plane sat amongst the burnt out grass of that field just behind me here at Southend Airport.